Hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. As promised from my previous video, no fancy openings, no photo montages, no music, no nothing. Going back to my roots, the down and dirty, just straight to the product review kind of thing, as I wind down my channel before closing everything and leaving YouTube forever. The last few videos that you'll be seeing as I finish out 2025 will be more like this. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Olight Arkpro, and this is going to be part of the big November Black Friday sale. Now, there's been a little bit of controversy behind this particular release because I've had this light myself for a few months, about 3 months now. And I believe it was supposed to release in, I want to say October, but I have a hard time keeping track of time anymore. And it was held off. I don't know why. Olight never explained it. They just reached out to everybody that had one and said, don't make any content until we make you aware of when we're going to be releasing it. And they just said they were holding back production for a little bit longer without any further explanation. Of course, all of us, good content creators took that to heart and went, okay, well, I will hold the content until you tell me to release it. Except for one guy out there who decided, you know what, this is my way to get all the views. And he put his out over a month ago. So thank you to him. Anyway, I'll name him. I don't give a shit. It was Such. Okay, moving on. Now, in a nutshell, here's the quick breakdown of what you're getting and what's different. A lot of us have collected the Arkfeld lights for a long time. I've had most every one of them, and I've enjoyed them immensely. They were the second model of light that I had gotten into that's in a flat body design, and I've really, really enjoyed them. I have, in some cases, wished they were a little bit more powerful, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Here, you're getting a separation for the first time of your main white LEDs to give you flood and throw in a more powerful package. So you're getting flood, spot, UV, and green laser, and for the first time, you're getting a dedicated button just for the laser. If you look back at any of the older Arkfelds, Arkfeld Pros, Arkfeld Ultra, whatever different names they were, you had your UV, you had your laser, and you had your white light. And those were your selections. There's your white light. There's a quick look at the beam pattern on that. And you'll start to see a difference here. Oops, went too far. Great, wonderful, useful light, super slim, easy to carry. Never really had any complaints. I've been super happy with the Arkfelds and the generational upgrades that have come with it. One of which being the LEDs here, which give you an idea of how much battery life you've got. I always thought that was a neat introduction to the series. Now, when they did I think it was the Ultra that changed everything, and now here into the Arkpro, that's all going to be built in around your switch. So there is one set of indicators. Let's see. Over here on the left is going to be your mode indicator for your low, medium, and high. So it's just a little bit cleaner, a little bit more concise, and honestly, it feels a bit more high-end. I like the dimpled E-switch versus the kind of flat E-switch that's on this one. I like the fact that it's recessed a little bit. The collar feels every bit as secure as it did before. You've got a little light detent in between each of your selections. And again, by having the laser on a separate switch, now I can use the laser with any mode that I'm in. You may not really see it because, let's see if I can just turn this down. There we go. So now I've got my light and my laser. Same thing here. And then I can do UV and laser. I don't know why you would need to use your laser in combination with any of these modes, but you have that choice. It's a more refined design. So you do still have your flat body here, but instead of having a convex curvature to it, it actually has two beveled edges, which there's something about that I like a lot more. You've got dual charging. You've got a 2,000 milliamp hour battery inside, which is supposed to be a 33% larger battery. And they're claiming up to 14 days of runtime. So you've got the magnetic charging, and then you have this door right here for your USB charging. If you've got any of the previous Arkfelds, it is only going to be the magnetic charging, and that is it. So if you're out somewhere and you don't have your dedicated Olight magnetic charger with you, just a standard generic USB-C, well, you'll be able to charge it up without any worries. You've got a stronger UV bulb in here now, and it's got brightness. So I don't have anything white here. Sure. So I can actually choose a low or high on the UV. Is it going to give it any more throw? I'm trying to light up something white across the room. Yeah, it makes a significant difference from across the room. And that's something we didn't have before. Put this on UV, and that's it, on or off. That's all you had. I didn't realize that was something I would ever need, and I don't know if it is, but it's cool that it's got it. You've got a more powerful laser. They say it's 50% stronger, and obviously, as I mentioned, it will work no matter what mode you're in. You can add it to that mode. The fact that now you have a pure flood beam and a dedicated spot is fantastic. There are definitely times, and I'm not talking about Olight, I could be talking about any brand out there. You could be carrying a flashlight with you, and it's not the exact type of light that you're going to need at that given time. Maybe you almost always carry a triple LED floodlight with you, because that's going to light up your general, your immediate area if you're walking down a dark path or something, and it makes sense to do that. And then you hear something off in the distance and you want to see what that is, but your light doesn't have the candela to throw. So it's going to leave you wanting in that condition. Here, you don't have to worry about it. You have both. You got your throw, you've got your flood, and you're just very simply rotating that dial to get to them. Now, the spotlight is a 205 meter throw. Now, that's not crazy, that's not insane, but that is a heck of a lot more than what you've had before. So you're definitely getting a big upgrade in performance. And that's also because you're getting into a more powerful light. This is 1,500 lumens of max power versus what they go through 1,000 and 1,200 and 1,300. These were 1,300. The Ultra's 1,300. And now you've got it to 1,500 lumens. It's kind of a big deal. Every time Olight would slightly upgrade on a generational change, a different brand would come out with a flat body light with even more significant upgrades. So for a time, Olight was a step behind. You look at Woobin, Nightcore, that make really nice flat-bodied flashlights, and every time they would make a jump, they'd make a big jump. And Olight would just make a small step, small step, small step. Now they've pushed everything as far as they're able to, I'm pretty sure, in this particular body with this size battery. And they're giving you the most they've ever given you. In my opinion, it's the best all-around light that they've offered since the Baton Turbo, which is still my favorite compact round-bodied light because it does the same kind of thing. It gives me good flood and it gives fantastic throw. I really am somebody that likes to have both in one light if possible. Now, this 2,000 milliamp hour battery means that you get a good amount of power and better endurance. It's going to last longer than this one will. Now, from what I've been told, it takes an hour and a half to go from empty to a full charge, and that's not terrible. And that's, by the way, using their magnetic charger. If you have a quick charger that you're using for the USB-C, it might speed up a little bit more. The rotating switch feels just a little bit slicker than it has in the past. And it's super easy to use, and you're going to memorize very quickly where your positions are at. All you do is select the type of light that you want. Do I want the flood? Do I want the throw? Do I want UV? And they just simply hit the E switch. Now, when you hold it down, it will cycle through the modes, low, medium, high. Double tap brings you to turbo, which I like that change too, because if you go back to this one, double tap was a strobe and it was annoying. So you had to triple tap, 1, 2, 3. It's not the end of the world, but when 90% of the flashlights in your collection are double tap to turbo, I guarantee you almost every time you pick this up to use it, you're going to accidentally enter the strobe mode. And that's not particularly fun. Now, the claimed runtime on turbo here is 4 minutes. Then a step down to 350 lumens. Now, I've been getting around 2 minutes personally, which these days in a slim body light is really, really good. Let's go over the different modes very quickly here so that you know what you're getting into. So go down here to low. Now, if I press and hold, if it's off and I press and hold, I go to moonlight mode. That's 1 lumen and they claim 10 days of runtime. Low is the very next one, and that's going to be 15 lumens, and they claim 54 hours of runtime. Next is medium at 100 lumens. They claim 13 hours. And then finally you have high, which is 520 lumens. And I just forgot what the claimed runtime is for that. You'll have to pardon me for that. I'm going to have to put that up here on the screen. And then, of course, you have turbo, which is going to be your full 1,500 lumens. And then it steps down. So overall, is it worth upgrading from any previous version into the Arkpro? To me, I say yes, because I had gotten to the point where I was carrying my other Arkfelds a little bit less often. And I'll be perfectly honest, this, for me, is a serious contender for light of the year. But that's up against the Wubin X4. So since I got my Wubin X4, which is tremendously more powerful than my old Arkfeld here, I've been carrying the Wubin a lot. Since I got this, I've been kind of going back and forth. Because this one still has, I love the fact that it's a longer light. I've got more security in the way that I'm holding it. And it doesn't take up very much room in the pocket. This is almost the perfect light. Now I have the power that I'm happy with. I've got all the functions that I've always liked in this compact package. And I think it is one of the best lights Olight has ever made, and it's definitely one of the best lights of the year from any brand. This is a light that I would tell all my friends, absolutely buy one of these. And I don't know what the price is going to be on this Black Friday sale, but whatever it is, I'm still going to tell you to buy it without knowing. Because let's face it, it's Olight. They never really overcharge on anything, and the Arkfeld series has been a wonderfully affordable light. So what are you going to be at? 120 bucks? Maybe? Fine. Slap down your money, get it, and I promise you, if you like flat-bodied lights, you're going to fall madly in love with this. The new extra checkering on the sides of the body give you excellent grip. The pocket clip is as good as it's always been. Super easy to use. Ergonomically, it's fantastic. Performance-wise, it's fantastic. And absolutely one of the best lights that Olight has ever stamped their name onto. I think it's a fantastic light. Let's go outside and see the performance of it, and you can judge for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and start with the classic Arkfeld Pro. Get an idea for what the standard floodlight looks like. Here it is on turbo. And honestly, this has always been totally fine for me for this size of light. I still think it's giving off a really good amount of light. But let's see what the Arkpro does in comparison. Now, it's in the same mode, so it's in the flood mode. What happens if I switch to spot? Oh, yeah. Quite the significant difference. And this is a mode that you cannot access in the older lights. Now, here's the funny thing. You've got a really great beam here. You could just leave it on spot, and you can still light up a good area in front of you. Let's see what the Classic brings up. Triple click for turbo. And I can mostly see the house at the end of the street. What a huge difference being able to switch over to that spotlight. So, in closing, this right here, the versatility plus the power in this light is what makes it a contender for me for the best compact light of the year. This thing is just utterly fantastic. I could not be more impressed. I could leave this on spot and I get plenty of flood around me that I can light up my path. But sure, if I want to, I can go with that nice, soft, diffuse flood. Yep, Olight definitely has a real winner here. Absolutely fantastic light. Thank you guys for joining me as always, and I'll see you on the next video.